guys, we back. Today we have scary videos caught on Ring Camera Volume 4 by the one and only Mr. Nightmare, man. So let's get into the video. No.
The man you're looking at is 56-year-old Stephen Groves. For 2 whole years, Groves has been harassing his disabled neighbor Stephen Persad and his caretakers.
Man, so we start the video off like this. He harassing his disabled
Harassment has been caught on Persad's
neighbor.
Ring doorbell camera multiple times. In some clips, he's seen taking a screwdriver to the device, trying to clip its wires.
What? Yo, he really...
In another clip, he's seen scrawling on the lens with a marker to no effect. And in these instances, whacking the device with a hammer or broom handle.
Yo! What wrong with this man? Yo! This man said...
The reason behind the man's attacks on his neighbor's property are unknown. Over the past 6 months, Groves has been convicted of 3 charges of harassment against Persad, and has been put on a curfew and ordered to pay compensation for damages to Persad's property. Stephen Persad's niece is terrified for her uncle, having stated this is affecting her mental health, and she's scared that Groves may have intentions to harm her uncle.
That
The
what it
restraining
seems-
order that was
that
put
what it
into place
seems
is
like, bro.
clearly having no
Yo.
effect, as Groves is still harassing Persad.
Yo,
On
he's
top of the
literally
restraining order,
just tearing
Groves has
himself
been
up.
put on an electric tag for the better part of a year, and was also ordered 20 weeks of rehabilitation. Police don't seem to be able or willing to do anything more to help, considering this has already been taken to court, and Groves has been convicted multiple times, leaving Persad in a very vulnerable spot. Crazy can be seen in this man's eyes, and it's
That what he get. That one, all that was just karma. That's all that was.
understandable for Persad and his niece to be
Yo,
losing
that's
sleep over
crazy,
this,
man.
as this is a clearly dangerous, unstable
And it's so
man
bad
who
because the
may
guy
escalate
the
from
guy
just
is
attacking
disabled,
Persad's
so he
property
really can't do
to
nothing.
actually attacking
And
him.
the niece is not going to go out there. And they
This
done
next
call the
video
police
was
and everything.
recorded
They act
in
like
an
they can't
unknown
do that.
area
Come
at a
on.
late hour in the night. 2 hooded, suspicious-looking individuals, one wearing a mask, approach a man's front door, and when he answers, the woman pretends that her car broke down and she needs to borrow a phone.
Yo,
Hello, do y'all have a phone I can use? My car broke down, and y'all's the only one that got a light on.
We don't.
You don't?
Sorry.
wow. Wow.
The man's first mistake is opening the door at this hour to 2 hooded individuals, being that his Ring camera would have allowed him to check who's at the door before opening it. Instead of opening the door, if he felt the need to respond to the people at his front door, he could have and should have used the voice feature on his Ring.
Exactly. He could have literally used everything on the Ring camera. That's why you have the Ring doorbell to talk to people without going to the door. So him doing that, man, you almost put yourself in danger, dude.
Device to ask who they were and what they need. Instead, the man opens the door, and while admittedly he knew better than to agree to let them use a phone,
We don't.
You don't?
Sorry.
opening the door in the first place was a mistake, as the man in the yellow hoodie and mask took the opportunity to rush the door with a gun after taking one last look to the right to check for witnesses. Luckily, the homeowner slammed the door shut just in time, and the 2 would-be assailants fled the scene. In this case, the homeowner saved himself from robbery and danger just by the skin of his teeth. and
That's
hopefully
crazy.
learn to check who's at his door before answering.
Yes, use the
If
features
you've
on the
seen
camera.
any of my other videos about doorbell camera footage, then you'd know the importance of checking your surroundings before unlocking and opening your door, especially depending on the area in which you live. In this video taken by the Ring doorbell camera of TikToker Jojo Ramirez, you see just how close she and her child were from danger, and how the only thing between her and a creepy man was her front door, which she locked with only seconds to spare.
First of all, what she did wrong, the boy should have got in.
Go shower really fast. I need you to go shower.
She locked it just in time.
Daniel,
She locked it just in time.
who is that? Get out of here.
Yo, oh
Get out
my.
of here. There's a guy outside.
he just standing there.
What makes this scary is that it shows how most of us in our
Yeah,
day-to-day
bro.
lives fail to realize how at any moment your life could be
People-
put
yeah,
in
yeah.
danger by someone else.
So for some people is watching. People is watching your every move for real. Like that is just ridiculous. Like he literally sat there and just waiting, and that he just assumed that that door would have still been open. If it was a regular day, if it was during the daytime, maybe that door would have been open. But guys, man, please.
In this case, JoJo had picked up her
That's
child and
crazy.
they were just getting home, having a typical mother-son argument of sorts. You can hear her son Daniel complain that he's tired, and JoJo responds, "I need you to shower really fast."
Go shower really fast. I need you to go shower.
I
A
heard
normal
I heard the
moment in
door
which a
lock
mother
though.
would have her guard down in the assumed safety of her own property. The creepy man at the front door then tries the door handle, alerting JoJo that someone was at the front door, and you can hear her respond in an alarmed voice, "Who is that? Get out of here."
Who is that? Get out of here.
She then exclaims to her son, "There's a guy outside, look."
There's a guy outside. Look.
As JoJo shouts for him to leave, he backs up, but boldly continues, firmly standing in front of the
He
door with his
literally
haunting
is.
blank expression, not saying a word. The man came
Nothing.
out of nowhere so quickly that it could be that he was following them for a while, or perhaps was waiting for them to return. It's anybody's guess what would have happened if the door wasn't locked in time, but a pretty strong assumption would be the man was after Daniel, JoJo's young son. This footage was viewer submitted, and it was taken by their Ring doorbell in a nice, otherwise quiet neighborhood in the Netherlands.
Yeah, in the
The viewer
Netherlands,
was
nice
in
and
bed
quiet.
on an ordinary night when he heard noises on the roof. Thinking it could have been an animal, he ignored it and went to sleep. The next morning, this was the footage he found after seeing the notifications from his Ring doorbell from the night before. In the video are 3, maybe 4 young men trespassing on his property, 2 of them climbing the roof, while the other of the 3 who were visible, whispering to 1 or more people out of view of the camera.
Really?
Luckily, this was a cold night and all the windows in the house were closed, because it was clear they were trying to burglarize the house when scratch marks were found on 2 of the upstairs windows, as if someone was attempting to lift them open. Given that there were 3 or 4 of them, they could have posed a serious threat if they were to have entered the home. After viewing the video, the viewer made sure to keep his windows all locked the following nights, and a few nights later, he woke up to the sound of someone attempting to open a downstairs window, this time not caught by the Ring camera. The footage was submitted to the police in hopes that they could identify them based on their faces. I was asked to blur their faces by the viewer, just so that if any of the perpetrators were to see this video, they wouldn't come back to the house again for any type of revenge.
Oh man.
This one is perhaps one of the simpler yet scarier clips caught by a doorbell camera, despite how quick it is.
I ain't thought about that.
Not many details are known, like where this took place, but this was uploaded by the neighbor of the owner of the Ring camera. In the video, we see in the dead of night a masked, young-looking man approach the front door of a house with a gun in his hand, stand there for only a few seconds, clearly contemplating what he was about to do, then backing out probably in fear and leaving. The owner of the house didn't know who this was, but this was probably a person working up to an armed robbery, possibly having his sights specifically on this house. Of course, without all the details, that's just speculation, and there could be a whole lot of other explanations as to what's going on here.
Yeah,
However,
that
regardless,
dude.
the chances
is
of this
a-
guy or any other person with a gun coming back shouldn't be taken lightly. And that kind of footage should be
Yeah.
submitted to the police immediately.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Yo, that. Yeah, guys, man. Yo, That was Scary Videos Caught on the Ring Cameras Volume 4 by my man, Mr. Nightmare, guys. Make sure I give a video a big thumbs up. But man, whew, couldn't be me.
Perfect.